Imagine a world where the trees whisper ancient secrets and the moonlight is a river of silver spilling over the Elrian forest. Here lived the Silver Moon Elves, guardians of the heart of the forest, a crystal that maintained the vital balance of the entire kingdom. For generations, they lived in harmony, but every harmony hides a shadow, a prophecy engraved in runes beneath the Moon Deva. The brightest full moon of the year said, "When forbidden's passion blossoms between light and shadow, the crystal moon will bleed, and the heart of the forest will wither." It was a forgotten legend, until now. Our protagonist is Elrian, a young guardian of the Silver Moon, curious and with a heart bigger than his duty. He is about to discover that some legends are merely dormant, waiting for the wrong moment or the right person to awaken. During a patrol on the kingdom's borders, Elrian hears a muffled cry coming from the Whispering Ruins, a forbidden place belonging to the Sepal Shadow Elves, a reclusive and distrustful clan that inhabits the deep valleys. Against all orders, Elrian ventures there. He finds not a monster, but a shadow elf named Sylas, trapped beneath an ancient fallen root. Her amber eyes showed not fear, but defiance. After a tense silence, Elrian frees her. Sylas, surprised by the kindness of a light elf, whispers a quick thank you and disappears into the mist. But in her haste, she leaves behind a pendant, a shard of black crystal that seemed to swallow the light. For Elrian, it was not just an object, it was a key to a dangerous curiosity and to a destiny foretold by prophecy. Elrian cannot forget the shadow elf. He begins to secretly frequent the border, carrying the pendant with him. One night, he sees her. Sylas was there, searching for something. She reveals that the black crystal is a fragment of the Mirror of Souls, an artifact of her people, and its loss is a great failing. Elrian returns it. From this exchange, a conversation is born. They discover that, despite the histories of hatred between their clans, they share the same dreams: to see the stars, to protect nature, to find a place where they are not defined by their origins. Furtive meetings become a secret routine. A delicate friendship blossoms, and something stronger, far more dangerous, begins to sprout. Meanwhile, in the skies, the moonlight approaches, and the heart of the forest emits a faint, intermittent glow. The elders of Elrian's clan exchange worried glances. The prophecy was not wrong. On the eve of the moonlight, during a meeting, Sylas confesses the truth to Elrian. The curse is not a coincidence. Centuries ago, the leaders of both clans were lovers. When their families discovered this, their rage was so great that they desecrated the Luadeva ritual, using the heart of the forest and the Mirror of Souls to curse the love between the clans. The forbidden's passion, if consummated under the Luadeva, would not bleed a moon, but would unleash the corrupting magic of that ancient curse, draining the life from the heart of the forest. Sylas's pendant was a fragment of the mirror, and his proximity to Elrian, a fragment of the heart's guardian, was reactivating the dormant magic. They were not the cause, but the instruments of an ancient vengeance. Before they can process the information, they are surprised by guards from both clans. The betrayal is discovered. Elrian and Sylas are dragged to their respective peoples. The trial is swift and cruel. The elders, fearing the prophecy will be fulfilled, decree Elrian will be exiled to the icy mountains of the north until his heart forgets the shadow. Sylas will be confined to the deepest caves of her valley, where the moonlight never reaches. The separation is an open wound. On the night of Elrian's exile, the Moon Deva rises in the sky, but its brilliance is stained by a reddish mist. The crystal moon is bleeding. The heart of the forest visibly weakens. The leaves of the oldest trees begin to wither. The curse, fueled by the pain and frustrated passion of the lovers, is unleashed. The two clans, instead of uniting, plunge into mutual accusations. The entire forest suffers from a hatred whose cause no one remembers. Years pass. Elrian, hardened by exile, has not forgotten. He learned from the mountain hermits about ancient magic and curses. he discovers that the curse cannot be broken by force, but by a sacrifice of true unity and forgiveness. Meanwhile, Sylas, in the darkness, studied the forgotten runes of his people and found a mention of a place, the Altar of Twin Souls, where the curse was forged and where it could be undone. Risking everything, she flees. Elrian, feeling a strange connection through the pendant he still carries, he had kept a small fragment, senses that she is moving. He abandons his self-imposed exile. Two hearts, broken by the same pain, now move towards the same lost point on the map, pursued by their own clans, who believe that their death is the only solution. The altar is a circular clearing where black and white crystals sprout from the ground, intertwined like roots. There, under the dim light of a moon still stained red, Elrian and Sylas reunite. They are no longer the naive youths they once were. Their eyes carry the weight of longing, guilt, and a love that, far from dying, has transformed into something deeper, a mission. They don't embrace with uncontrolled passion, but with the solemnity of warriors who have found their ally. Sylas reveals the ritual to undo the curse. Both must offer their most precious memories of each other to the reconstituted mirror of souls, using its fragments, dissolving the bond of hatred with the bond of love they are willing to sacrifice. It is a terrible price, to forget the moments that kept them alive. But before they can begin, the archers of both clans surround them. The leaders order them to kill the cursed. As the arrows are drawn, Elrian and Sylas exchange one last look, a silent agreement. They do not raise their weapons. Instead, they turn to each other and began the ritual, ignoring the cries of their people. Holding the crystal fragments, their hands touched, they began to invoke the runes, offering their memories. The first shared laugh, the touch of hands, the confession under the stars. Each memory, as it was offered, made the altar glow. The elves of the clans, confused, lowered their weapons, witnessing not an act of betrayal, but of immense sacrifice. At the crucial moment, the elder leaders of both clans, seeing the purity and pain in that offering, glimpsed the past, the love their ancestors had tried to destroy. A cry echoed, "Stop!" but it was too late. The last memory, the reunion at the altar, was offered. A pulse of pure white light radiated from the couple. The light dissipated. Elrian and Sylas were on their knees, looking at each other, with recognition, but without the flame of intimate memory. They know who the other is. They know they fought together, but the treasure of details, of specific feelings, is gone. It's a painful void. However, above them, Loadeva shines again in pure silver. The red has disappeared. In the center of the clearing, where the altar stood, a new tree sprouts with supernatural speed, its roots intertwining white and black crystals in perfect harmony. It is the reborn heart. The surrounding forest breathes, dead leaves fall, giving way to verdant buds and never-before-seen flowers. The curse has been broken, not by forgetfulness, but by the final act of love, placing the good of all above one's own happiness. The clans, in reverent silence, lower their weapons once and for all. The age-old hatred dissolves in that miracle. The story doesn't end with a traditional, and they lived happily ever after. It ends with, and they started again. Elrian and Sylas don't have their romantic memories, but they have a deep respect, an inexplicable connection, and an entire forest to rebuild. They become ambassadors, bridges between the two clans, who are now slowly learning to cooperate. Sometimes, as they pass through the grove of the reborn tree, a fragment of memory returns, the echo of a laugh, the feeling of a hand in theirs. They smile, a smile a little sad, but full of peace. The curse of the crystal moon taught everyone that love, even when extinguished, leaves marks on the world, and that sometimes the greatest proof of love is not clinging, but knowing how to let go so that something greater can live. And you, viewer, what do you think is more powerful, the memory of love or the act of loving itself? Leave a comment if you would have the courage to make a sacrifice like theirs. If this story touched your heart, leave a like and subscribe for more Elven Tales. Until the next adventure.